Hi, Beyond the Binge peeps. How are you? I wanted to jump on quickly. Uh, just got inspired from finishing up with a client right now. Um, a lot of people, when they get that urge to um, binge, right? You get the urge, you're like, fuck, like I really need that food. Maybe you try to distract yourself with video games or Netflix or whatever it is, and then you're like, and then you inevitably continue to binge, right? Inevitably. What you need to be focusing on, and something that I encourage you to do, and I talk about with my one on one clients, is instead of there's a difference between distracting yourself, right? When you have that urge. So when you get that urge to binge, you can either distract yourself or really move towards that urge, right? And move closer to yourself. And the difference is distracting would be like going away from the emotions and the discomfort of the feelings in your body, right? And that would be, like I said, Netflix, watching TV, doing exercise, going for a walk, which is what a lot of people suggest that you do. And this is why it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to do because inevitably you end up binge eating anyway after you distract yourself, right? What I recommend is going deeper into the urge, which means when those uncomfortable feelings arise, when that urge to binge arises, looking at the uncomfortable feelings underneath that and really sitting with that urge, okay, and being like, fuck, I have the urge to binge right now. It's super uncomfortable. And really breathing through that discomfort. And it's really important that we do this because that's where the gift lies. And the gift being the reasons that you're experiencing those discomfort of emotions. That is where you're able to shift your binge eating because you need to relate to your binge eating differently. Okay, if all you've done is distract, it's time to really step in, and instead of moving away from your urge to binge, which is distracting, it's time to move towards your urge to binge, which is inviting curiosity. Okay, I'm noticing that a part of me has the urge to binge right now. I wonder what that's about. And having a part of you have that compassion and curiosity for this part that wants to binge. Hey, I know that you want to binge right now, and really having a dialogue with this part of you as if it were a separate part of you. And just relating to this urge differently instead of being afraid of it, right? Inviting curiosity. That is super, super powerful when you're able to make that shift in the way that you relate to your urge to binge. Instead of being scared, instead of being anxious that you have this urge, being like, okay, I have this urge, let me challenge myself and really spend some time being with my emotions, breathing through the discomfort of emotions and feelings that are going on. That is the difference between you being able to heal your relationship with food and you being stuck in this cycle of binge eating. Okay, you need to start relating differently to your urge to binge instead of seeing it as a something bad, seeing it as an opportunity to deepen your connection with yourself. And that is essentially what we do in our work together. Super, super important distinction to make. Instead of seeing your binge eating, this urge, as something that is overpowering you, seeing it as something that is inviting you into a deeper relationship with yourself, into a deeper conversation with your body, with this part of you that wants to binge. Okay? Because binge eating can only happen in disconnection from your body. That's what I always say, right? And so it's about staying connected with yourself when a part of you wants to jump ship because the feelings are too uncomfortable. It's about really staying with yourself, staying connected with these parts of you, as uncomfortable as it may be. So that's what I wanted to touch on today, guys. Really allow this urge to binge to be a gift for you, to invite you into a deeper relationship and conversation with your body, with yourself, because that is where you're going to really shift your relationship with food.